That's it. So today I'm privileged to share, and I'll be sharing from a place of authenticity and from my story, right? I'm sharing on how to be a transformer. And this is basically my life story, all right? I'll be sharing for a couple of minutes and I'll take questions at the end, okay? So first thing here I want you to know is that you are a unique child with great destiny. So I say child here because I am also a child. So we are all somebody's children. I don't mean child as a baby. I mean, you are, so when you think of yourself as a child of God, right? You are a unique one, and your creator did not bring you on earth here to be a usual, casual, normal child. He's busy, his hands are busy, he's doing stuff with his hands, right? And so to just create and then make you ordinary is not one of God's characteristics. Okay, no. And the world needs people like you and I to step out. And I say you're unique because indeed, if you're on this call, we've called you the transformer. Now, do you know that not everybody will answer the name transformer if we call them transformer? Are you aware? Like, let me see your comments. Are you aware that not everybody we call transformer will show up and say, oh yes, I'm a transformer? You believe me, right? So this is now on us to actually know that we are special. We are unique. We are not ordinary, right? And so for you to be here, you are among the leaders of the leaders. You are among the people who I can say you are the 1% of the 1% of the world. Yes, because leaders, as you know, they are not all out there. They're not a crowd. They are the unique. So out of maybe 100 people, you see one leader. That means there's 1%. So then out of millions of people, you see just one leader. Or out of, let's say, 1,000 people, one person. So this shows that you are in the 1% of the 1% of our world as a whole. Do you get that? Yes. Let me see your comments if you know that you are actually 1% of the 1%. If you are, just type in the comments 1%. If you are, just type in the comments 1%. So Victoria says, yes, I'm aware. Very true. Very true. Not everybody will come out as a transformer, exactly. And that's why it's a privilege for me to be here today, to speak with you as somebody who has identified himself as a transformer. Now, what does it take to really be a transformer? I'll tell you. I know I'm a transformer. I call myself a transformer, but I wasn't always this way. I wasn't always this eloquent, this sharp, this clear about who I am, right? Thank you for your comments. I see the comments coming in about 1%, 1%. That's good. All right. So I say, if I was to look at my past, honestly, I will not be where I am today. I will not be where I am today, honestly. If I was to look at how far I've come or what I have, what I've gone through in life, I know I won't have that, what's the word now? I won't have that assurance. Yes, that's the word, to say, oh yes, I know what I'm talking about. Do you get? So it started for me when I was 7 years old and I had no father. Like, I literally did not know any father figure as a child growing up. I think when I was 7, it began to hit me that, okay, wait, other people have fathers. Where's my father? And it happened to be my birthday, 7 years old. And I heard my mom saying that my father was coming. Now, don't worry, he would come. Don't worry, he would come. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. That would be nice. And for the life of me, I waited that night till about maybe till my bedtime. And my father never showed up that day. So imagine a father you never had all your life, and you hear he was coming, and then he doesn't show up, or he doesn't show up still. And so I felt the following morning, I said, what happened? Where is really this man? And so my mother took the time to, for the first time, explain things to me. Right? Explain things to me. And she said, when she was pregnant with me, right, that my dad was not married to her. They were not married, right? And so she told him that, and the reason was because, according to my dad, he had a wife in the UK who they were legally married. And then she wanted to marry him, or he had to marry her as his second wife. Now, from where I come from, my father is a Muslim, he's allowed to have more than one wife, right? One wife, forgive me. And then also in our culture, a woman is allowed to get pregnant before marriage, at least at then, because it was said that she would prove her fertility. Okay, so she could prove her fertility. And so my mother got pregnant, and then my father's wife in the UK caught a whiff of what was happening. And then she told my father that unless he wants her to sue him for bigamy when he comes to the UK, that then he must not go ahead with the marriage with my mom. I'm telling you. So when my father heard that, he lost his balls and he said, nope, he wouldn't be able to marry my mother again. And so he asked my mom to abort my pregnancy. So for a moment, imagine that this phenomenal woman in front of you is not here, that she has been aborted. Yeah, that was my father's intention. But thankfully, my mom said no. Since she's been married all her life, this is the first time that she will be getting pregnant ever. So since she's been an adult all her life, yeah. And so she will keep the child. And that was how she kept me. Now, this was all our story, which later I was able to corroborate with my father, right? And I felt, oh my God. So you mean I have a father who knew I was pregnant, yet did not, who knew my mom was pregnant with me and yet did not want to have me. So I grew up with this sense of rejection, this sense of I was not wanted, I was not needed, I was, rejected, and so on and so forth. And before I knew it, I internalized that rejection and I began to look for affirmations from different people. I began to look for people to tell me that, oh, I'm good enough. If I greet you and you don't answer me, I will start crying. I would feel like something is wrong with me. I would feel like I'm not normal, or that I'm just not the right, that I'm just not okay, basically. That was how I was raised. Now, when I was 17, before that, from that 7 to that 17, my middle name was called a bastard. I was called a bastard back to. It was a normal thing in my neighborhood because I did not have a father. So naturally, yes, I was a bastard. Now, interestingly, I also had some very beautiful features. I call them beautiful now, but before now, they used to pass as ugly features, such that they would call my eyes, oh, your eyes are too big, your lips are too thick, and I would be insulted on my beautiful looks. So I grew up with this low self-esteem. When I was 9, 10, my mother remarried, And so she had this husband who did not treat me equally with his children. I mean, this man would give his children 30 naira, 40 naira for lunch, and he would give me 20 naira. And it's not as if I was that younger to his, I mean, one of his children, maybe about a year or two age difference. So it's not as if I was that young. So it was discriminated against me. And then somehow he convinced my mom to take me out of Lagos to study. And while I was there, I picked up an accent that was not nice. So when I came back to Lagos, I had neighbors who would be asking me questions just to get me to speak. It's not as if they were really listening to me, but they would love how I was speaking, and that would actually make them make jest of me, right? They would make jest of me just by asking me questions, and I was talking, by listening to me, they're just like, and so I began to stammer. So I lost my identity. I lost my sense of, is it, let's say, purpose or life or things like that, right? I lost it. To worsen the matter, I was bedwetting. Yes. I was bedwetting till I was in the university at 18 years old. Now, when I was 17, I knew it was time to look for my father. And so I asked my mom, went around his old house, his new, everywhere they could trace him. Finally, I found him at home in his house. That day was not in the house, but I met his wife, who, upon seeing me, said, who are you? I know we bastard children, we have a funny way of looking like our fathers. Like, I don't know how many of you here have paternity issues, but when you see a real bastard like me, we look like we are a split of our father. So my mom, my stepmother was like, no, this is, and so anyway, long story short, I met my father. I thought he would you start being responsible. He showed up for a couple of months till maybe like for under 2-3 years. And then when I was 21, I lost my mom, my only parent. I lost her to a deadly disease that she was ill for over a year. And I was the only child. I never had a younger or older sibling. I was an only child. So somehow, after I lost my mother, my father still did not show up. Like, he didn't even say, oh, now this girl is now parentless. Never showed up. For like 3-4 years after my mother died, I could not find my father. So he became my motivation to want to be great. I wanted to make money so I could show him, so that I could rub it into his face. That see, this child that you rejected. And so for a long time, he was my motivation until I began to make big bucks and my father became too small to be my motivation. Now, while I was looking for a father here and there, I was also looking for affirmations from older men. So once you are old, you have gray hair, I'll be tripping for you that, this man, yes, this. It was not normal. It was not normal. But I did not know better. I had no self-identity. I did not know, what was okay or what was not okay. And in a nutshell, I was looking at the wrong places for love. I became an attention junkie. Looking at the wrong places for love. So once a boy gives me attention, even if he was uneducated or a secondary school dropout, I, as a university that graduate, would date him. And I'm telling you what happened to me. Like, I would date him and I'll just claim to be in love. Yes. Date him enough to have sex with him multiple times, enough to even fall pregnant. Yes. All because I had no sense of identity. Now, how did I move from all of that to these? I'll share with you. These now, I'll share these with you. Number one, I forgave my father. And it's been almost 4 years now, almost 6 years now, that I've placed him on a monthly salary. Every month, I pay him. And some years, I increase his salary. Every single month, his salary is on standing order. Now, interestingly, his wife has left him last year. Interestingly again, all that woman's children, he has no relationship with them. So I am more or less, when I say he has no relationship, I mean, he doesn't even have their phone numbers. That's, to speak to them, he emails them and they don't even reply him. He has no idea what is happening in their lives. But I'm the one he knows, my family, my kids. So now I'm happily married to my archangel, the man who allows me to be 1,000,000% what I want to be, who gives me peace of mind, who gives me love, who makes me feel like I'm the reason why he's existing. And I'm not saying this because I want to brag. If I brag in the grace of God, because nothing in my upbringing prepared me for a good marriage. Like literally, all I saw, like all my aunties, and I can count 10 of them, none of them is happily married or in a marriage. So nothing from my past prepared me for this life I have now. So if I keep saying this, please understand that nothing, if it's money I have, my past was poor and broke. The only place I used to see wealth was in television, where I'll see beautiful houses, water bed, oh, big sitting room. Why? Because I and my mom grew up, but I grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment first at Dokbemu, Lagos, then a room and parlor. Until my mom died, all we lived in was in a room and a parlor, nothing more, till she passed on. The most I had was a room and a parlor, and she used the veranda as a kitchen. We were sharing toilets, pit, latrine with other tenants of the house. So it's not as if, so now I live in a 5-bedroom, okay, it's not a mansion, but 5-bedroom duplex. So big. I mean, look at my ceiling. So big. My kids had their own room. Even my nanny has her own room. I can even afford an office. So nothing. I'm talking just last 15 years ago till now. So now I'm raising young children while also pursuing my vision. My mother was not pursuing vision while she was raising me. No. All I saw her do was hustle, right? I don't think she ever counted or said she had a millionaire. Now my kids have parents who are millionaires, at least in Naira for now, multiple millionaires anyway. Right? My generation that I know, from my grandfather to my grandmother to my mother to my father to my uncles and aunts, nobody I know has written a book. Now I have 5 books published, with 2 of them as Amazon bestsellers. Now I'm privileged to influence over 100,000 thought leaders across the world. Now I win awards as a coach, as a speaker, trainer. Before you come and pay me, hire me as a coach, you would think multiple times. Like this money I will pay Coach Temi. When I was barely 30 years old, I effortlessly pulled together over 150 million naira in investments from different people. They could trust me enough to pull it together with me to work with, to invest with. And I can say effortlessly, let me use the word gracefully, I've been showing up fully, fulfilling my life's purpose, with clarity, with confidence, and with speed. With speed. So you are wondering, Temi, tell us, What is it? How did you move from that person that we're almost crying listening to the person you are today? What did you do? I'll tell you. There are 5 steps I took. I'll run through this very quickly, take your questions, and then by the final day on Sunday, 8:30 p.m., I would delve deeper into the processes. My question for you right now is, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? So I know I have about 20 minutes to run through this and then 15 minutes to take questions, I believe. Or is it plus questions that is 80 minutes? My question is, are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Okay, let me try and come back to the chats on the Transformers Mentoring Hub. Now, if you have friends who should be here and are not here, you are so wrong. What did I say? You are so wrong. Okay, I'm trying to see the chats. It's not coming up just yet. I think I have bad network a bit. Okay, let me see. Okay, but I want to guess you are ready. I can't see any chats on Zoom. Talk to me, guys. Are you ready? Okay, so I can see yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Joshua says yes. Do more. Ayodele Omore gave yes. Awesome. Yes, yes. Badmos says yes. Okay, so step number 1 is called your mind work. Your mind work. This is when you begin to rewire your mind. It is where you become self-aware and you discover yourself based on your awareness of who you are, of who created you, of the universe, and of yourself. You do this by building your mental agility, questioning the things that you thought you knew, creating new belief systems about yourself. Basically, just doing some mental work, moving your limiting beliefs, or you think that you're not, or you're not good enough, you're not beautiful enough, nobody loves you, nobody likes you. You have to practically remove yourself from that place. You have to rework your mind, because you can't be pouring new knowledge into old wineskin. You will burst. So you have to rewire your mind with journaling, meditating, sitting still, listening to your spirit, and just being at ease in your skin, being quiet, being still, and then saying some affirmations, right? I am beautiful. I am amazing. I am phenomenal. I am blessed. I am more than enough, right? God is my source. People are privileged to hear me. People are privileged to work with me. I attract high profile, high individuals to my brand. I mean, say things that are empowering and endearing to yourself. Love yourself. I can't look at a mirror and not kiss, not blow a kiss like, fine girl, see as you fine. I had to do a lot of mind work. Now, your mind is a muscle. It must be worked. It must be built over time. I will talk more about this on Sunday, okay? Number 2 is your vision work. This is where you catch a vision of what you want to be. And then you become driven by it. Like nothing is allowed to stand in your way. Like you literally create a blinded focus. Like this one I will be. And it entails you envisioning what you want out of life. So for me, I have to start divesting myself of all that. You are rejected. If other does not like you, you are Ojiyobo, you are a stammerer, you are a this, you are a that. I had to start rewiring myself that, Temi, actually, you're a good person. And of course, with that mindset, I suffer from low self-esteem. That even in the university, my schoolmate, my classmates would be beating me, slapping me anyhow. In university, that was how terrible my low self-esteem was. But you see, these days or today, if I greet you and you don't answer, you are deaf. Like something is wrong with you. Like, have you seen me? This phenomenal woman is saying hi to you, or I'm having you in my circle. I'm having you breathe the same air as me. And you're doing anyhow. I'm gonna get out. Like, I don't even have patience. So you can't even make me feel bad. So I say, I can't make you feel bad. You can't make me feel bad. So it's not pride if I'm not doing anything to make you feel small. But if you feel intimidated by my presence, that's on you. It's not on me. I show up authentically, originally, not disrespecting you. I come the way I am. I put my energy together and my positive vibes. I show up. If you feel like, wow, I like it's so shine, it's too bright, then wear sunglasses. Okay? Wear sunglasses. So this entails you envisioning your future. It entails having vision board. It entails you being around, putting together pictures, images that represent your future. Number 3 is daily work. That vision you have, that vision you have that you say, oh, I want to be in this place, right? You have to what? Work it daily. You have to work it daily. Work it daily. Work it daily. Work it daily. Daily work. This is your execution mastery. Execution mastery. Physical and emotional fitness. They are habits, right? So, the habits that would deliver your vision to you. That's what I'm calling by their habit. That means your vision's habits. Your vision has a habit that will deliver it. Your vision has the measure of work or hard work that will deliver it. Your vision has a measure of structure that will deliver it. Your vision has a measure of process and systems that will deliver them or deliver it. So what do you need? The daily work. Successful people do daily what unsuccessful people do once in a while. I'll repeat that. Successful people do daily what unsuccessful people do once in a while. And see, the secret to your future is your daily routine. I can tell if you will be successful by looking at what you do in a day. Show me your daily routine. I'll tell you how productive you will be. So you need to have a routine. Form empowering habits. What's your sleeping routine? What's your morning routine? What's your eating routine? Your shopping routine? Your reading routine? Your learning routine? So what is the time saving like? All of these things will do what? Will form your daily work. Number 4, as your daily activities change, you will also grow. You will grow and your network will also grow. Definitely it will grow. And so this is when you become deliberate about the kind of people you surround yourself with. As you work on yourself, on your daily work, do you know what happens? Yes, people around you begin to notice that something is changing about this girl. Something is changing about her. Yes, so something is different about her. And so do you know what happens? They will begin to sift themselves. If they see themselves in your future, they will stay. If they see themselves not in your future, they will of themselves, they will sift off and become the chaff. But you see, they will not disappear unless you are working on yourself. Do you know that? They won't disappear until they say that something is different. Now, I had friends who of themselves, they knew that Temi is going at a speed that they cannot move with. And so they began to. The friends I have today who knew me 10, 15 years ago, guess what? They are my clients today. There are people who now pay me to coach them. And so we maintain a relationship. We do what? We maintain a relationship. So you have to know that if you are, if you want to become an eagle, or if you want to soar, you got to be an eagle. You must move with the eagles. You can't be with the chickens. If you want to soar, you have to do what? You have to be with the eagles. Now, if you are an eagle and you are playing with the chickens, guess what? You begin to perch the floor too and be flying at low level. That's it. It's law of life. It's the law of life. All right. So there is a need for you to do an overhauling of your network if you want to be a transformer. So you find that, let me give an analogy, right? Analogy is that if you are a fish in the water, you are in your space, you are in your zone, right? You're fish in water, you are in your zone. So you are inside water, you are a fish. You won't need to take swimming classes to swim, true or false? But let us pour oil on that water. Guess what happens? You will choke. Yes, that's exactly how bad network influences your environments. That is how bad network influences what? Your environments. So keep yourself always in that place of your natural ability around people who are doing what you want to do. So for me, I had to do a hit list when I was becoming a coach and a thought leader. Guess what I had to do? I had to come up with a list of people who were doing what I wanted to do, who were doing successfully. I saw myself in them. I saw my future in them. My future was their presence. And so one by one, I began to make sacrifices to be close to them. So at first, there wasn't even that much of a contact. So I will follow them on Twitter. I will repost. And then unless they follow you, you can't even send them a DM. I hope you know that on Twitter. Maybe that's changed now, but then, so there was no DM people anyhow on Instagram. I just DM people anyhow now. No, they had to follow you. Wait till they send them a DM. The day some of my mentors followed me, I will do a post and say, yeah, they followed me. Oh, I'm telling you, all the leaders in my industry then. I'm talking Jimi Tewe, Bankole Williams, Feladuro Toye, Steve Harris, a number of them actually. And I would offer them to be their center point in Abuja. That means they could keep their books in my house, and I would even offer to deliver to their customers for free around Abuja. That means, number one, they send the books to me. It will be in my house as their office. And when they have orders in Abuja, I will carry my transport fare. I'll go and deliver these books to them. No jokes. In fact, one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, I had to pay over 2 million naira to attend his live events. I mean, I paid 500,000 naira in tickets to attend his live events. in a room full of over 12,000 people, my ticket was the cheapest. Guess what? The following year, I bought the same ticket, but this time around, I offered to be a volunteer. I'm telling you. Like, how many of you have paid 500,000 naira to be a volunteer before? Let me see your comments. And Jennifer, can you confirm to me how many moments I have, please? I know I have 7. I have 3 more officially for my session, and then I'll take questions for 15 minutes. Please confirm if that's correct. Okay, so this is wrong. Okay, yeah. No, this should be 15 minutes is questions. This is wrong. Okay. How many of you, please, I want to see your comments. How many of you have spent, even if it's 100,000 naira before, to go and volunteer? But some of you, to even help your mentor to post on social media, you'll be asking for data bundle. I don't understand. You'll be saying, hey, send me data bundle, send me recharge card, send me this, send me that. But see, where you want to be, there's a price to pay. And being around these people, we shorten the knowledge and the execution gap between where you are and where your goals are. I'm telling you. So you really, really, really want to be mindful that you do all that you need to do to get in the room with the right people. I call something the 33% relationship rule. The 33% relationship rule, where you have access. And when I say mentor, I don't mean people that if they see your missed call, they will not call you back. Or they don't even have their phone number. That's not mentoring. Okay? You have their number and they know you as their mentee. They call you what? Their mentee. And so you are able to actually, you are able to legitimately call them your mentor. They see your mentor, they call you back. They call you randomly. You guys chat. That's your mentor. And by the way, I have a book on mentoring that you all need to read. Some of you are getting this whole mentoring thing so wrong. It's too wrong, in fact. You feel entitled to mentoring. Nobody owes you jack. I hope you know. Even your parents don't owe you anything. So the 3% of the relationship should be those above you. The 3% should be those in the middle. And the 3% should be those who are below you. Absolutely. So you must always give back. Spend some hours giving back. Like people on this bootcamp. This is a give back project. And I believe the finest of the finest, come and share with you why we are replenishing the next generation to get you to grow and come up. So we spend time with you to groom you, as we expect you to spend time with those who are also below you to groom them. But if I spend all my time with you, guess what? I'll become a local champion. I'll think I have arrived because I'm now the what now? The know-it-all or the mentor. No, I also need mentors. And of course, I need friends who balance me out. All right. I'll talk more about this networking thingy on Sunday. All right. And then by the last level is called capacity work. This is where you begin to bridge the gap between where you are and where you need to be. Where you need to be, which is to be at your grand version. It is being sold out to continuing education. It entails extending your mind and your legacy consciousness to say, there's more to me. So one of my core values is knowledge. So I'm always, you cannot catch me. I learn something new every single day. So I'll tell you, how have these steps helped me to move from where I used to be to where I am today? First, I had to do a rewiring of my mind. I had to begin to see a bigger picture. And mind you, there was nobody around me that could even help to build my mind. So it was tough for me to have a new vision. But I had to do that. And my daily work began to change. I had accountability partners. Now, when I miss out on daily activities, they would find me and I would pay a fee for missing out on my own daily activities. And then I began to network with the right people. I began to have amazing friends who were doing what I wanted to do. And one of my friends gave me an invitation to come to London. I did not have the money. My flight was over 600,000 naira. My hotel fee was over ₦1 million for 5 days. Ticket to the event, 500K, minus flights, minus feeding, minus accommodation. But being in that kind of room, I knew I had to go back. The following year, I was there again, 2019 again. That I had to grow. So I was growing my network with these people. I would help them for my mentors for free. In fact, if you till tomorrow, I still send token, recharge cards, 2,000, 5,000 every single month to everyone I call my mentor. Everyone, and I've been doing this now for almost 4 or 5 years consistently. I do it. So beyond just working for them and showing up live at their events for free, not paid any kobo, they have me as their support coaches. I don't ask a dime. And I show up fully every single time. And guess what again? I still also invest in their events. They have a class, I pay for it. I finish paying, I now ask to volunteer. Yes, some of you will be asking to volunteer so that you can have free access. It's a level, but it's a higher level. I will not forget you if you came to my program, paid to be my event, and still you were standing all through the day. Doing what? Ushering people, helping me to handle my books. I was like, wow. Not asking for free food, not asking for data, not asking for transport fare to even come, all because they're volunteering. And from there, I built capacity. Hardly would any of my mentors run even that I will not show up. Who born me? I will pay and I will show up. There is a class that one of my, he called me his friend now, but I call him my mentor because it was from him I saw what I do, like live. He came to my school to speak, and I'm like, whoa, I love what this guy is doing. Bankole Williams. He came to my school to speak, like, no, I love what he's doing. So I was having my second degree in law at Unilag, and he came to speak on, if not law, what? I saw him and Caesar, Zubairu Kadiri. And so there was a time he consulted me to design an entire program, his Wealthy Mind course, an entire, from the course content to the promotions to the academy setup, even down to the plugins, down to the key to put the whole LMS in place was my key. Guess what? When Bankole launched the program, I was among the first to pay 100,000 naira. And when I was done paying, I sent my proof of payment. If there was something that I was even a support. Some people were calling me for support. I was a support person for his Wealthy Mind course. When I paid for the program, and I said, Banky, and you said there's a first action bonus, 1 hour session with you. For those of us who pay early, please, where's my bonus? Bankole laughed his head off, like, Temi, are you all right? Why? I said, because it's a good deal. I want someone to coach me. I want to pay and be in the class. He said, Temi, you must be a joker. He said, Temi, you can call me anytime. And that's the truth. If I call Banky right now, he will pick my call. Or else, before 12 minutes, he will call me back. He said, Temi, you and I talk every day. Why would you? I said, because I want to have a sense of your coaching me. The same thing when he launched SOA. I paid for SOA. I was in the first class of SOA. Yep, that's it. That's how, that kind of person, when he's doing anything, like he will call me. Tell me, please, I'm late for the meeting. Please start the meeting before me and get people together. Tell me you are the coach of coaches. There are 7 coaches, but you will be their coach. This is it. Even though I still pay to be in those. So you can't forget me easily. And of course, capacity work, I'm always building. You see, I'm always writing, I'm always learning, I have about 7 courses, like, okay, I have to pay for this, pay for that, to keep learning. So if you're looking for my secrets, I've shared the tip with you. By Sunday, I will go in depth on the crux of the matter. But now I know I have 13 minutes to take questions. How are you feeling? How are you? Do you have questions for me? Jennifer. Jennifer, talk to me. Are you good? So Jennifer, you need to be on I hope you're on the YouTube channel to see questions that may be coming in.
Yes, I am. And
okay, fantastic.
I'm looking
out for questions. Okay, so I'll just chill.
Please send in your questions. It has been an explosive session. I mean, I tried to warn you guys before that. You're not even ready for Coach Temi. And as I listened to Coach Temi talk about the things that she has done, I was in my head, I just said, this is somebody who has walked her walk and who walks the talk. She's not just giving us go and do these tips. No, she's showing us the things that she has done. And I mean, this is the beginning. She's not just showing us, she has given everyone here access to the mentors, the very people that helped her become the person that she is today. I believe that deserves a round of applause. Guys, let's put thank you, Coach Temi, as we bring in and as I receive questions. From everything that Coach has said, what questions do you have? Somebody is asking, how do I join the Facebook and other groups? The details will be shared, will be sent, I believe, via email. You receive these links so that you can join these communities. Coach Temi, are you there? We have one question here now. Isaiah Paul is asking, he says, thank you, Ma. This is really amazing. How can one boost his productivity and how best can you remain consistent? How can you boost your productivity and how best can you remain consistent? Coach Temi, are you there? Okay, I think that we lost Coach Temi for a bit there. The network, most likely. While we wait for her, I know that she has, she'll expand on it, but one of the things that you build capacity for, remember she talked about the mind work, vision work, capacity work. One of the things that capacity work helps you do is to build the capacity to do things, to build systems around the things that you do so you have much more time to deploy your skills. And I'm also interested to hear how Coach Temi will respond to this question, because she is one person who is doing a lot of things, and is productive and producing results in all without dropping the ball. So I know that she'll be able to share with us some key elements or resources or hacks that has helped her. I think Coach Temi is back. Yes.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, I was off for a second because of the internet, but I had to change my internet quickly. Okay, so welcome. I see the question, and I hope you can hear me anyway.
Yes,
because I'm on mobile data now. I hope it's okay. Okay, yes, fantastic. Thank you. So for that question, I would say that how I have been able to remain productive and knowing who I am. This is breaking. Can you hear me at all?
Yes, I can hear you. Sometimes there's a lag in the video, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So I was saying that primarily you need to invest in knowing yourself, knowing who you are. Like, okay, so what is this big deal about me? And what brings out the best in me? What makes me productive? Is just you taking note of your your abilities, your strength and weakness. It is you taking a course on yourself, like saying that, okay, who am I? What makes me productive? So for me, what keeps me productive is primarily I engage in things that I love. So if there are activities to be done that I know that these things are not my core, I get people to help me do them. And so I focus on the ones that I can do well. And then again, I rid myself of negative emotions. Negative emotions like worry, like anger, like jealousy, envy. So I don't even have time to be angry at you. When somebody say, Temi, I'm sorry, don't be angry at me. And I'm like, what a shame. If only you know that I'm too busy to even be angry, because that's 10 minutes that I'll be angry. I would have done better things in my life. So I don't even have time to be angry. So I rid myself of negative energy. I don't allow it out. Like I literally block people on WhatsApp anyhow. I've had to block my father before because it's not like he was always sending me some messages about Nigeria is going to fire, Indomie is killing people, this Gary will die, will kill, this rice is now COVID. He was sending me also Jack. I said, Daddy, stop sending me this. I mean, my biological father now, right? I said, Dad, stop sending me these messages. He said, it's for your own good now. So that I say these things, they put me in panic attacks. They make me have panics. I'm not okay with them. He refused to answer. So one day, I just blocked him. Now, he had no idea that I had blocked him. So there's a day he was sending me some messages on WhatsApp, and I think he did not deliver severally. So real chats now. And he said I could not call me. He could not reach me. He now called me on the mobile phone. That, what happened to you? Tell me. I said, what happened? What did he say? I've not been able to reach you. I've dropped you several chats on WhatsApp for like past couple of days. Let me go and check. And I said, sorry, I blocked you. I forgot I blocked you. My dad was shocked. I said, but I told you I will block you now. You forgot. I told you I will block you. He said, so that's how much I protect my mental space. Now, if your father pays your school fees, you can't block him. So you know. If you are still eating his food and you are still living in his house, you cannot block him. I'm just saying that I'm very protective of my mental space. If it's to bring me stress, if it's to bring me, undue emotions, I block it off. I just shut out of it. And then I move into what I can influence, what I can change. And this helps me to be productive. Okay, so I call it energy management, because your energy, once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it back again. That's the end of it. And then how do you remain consistent? I do the same thing over and over again. Get accustomed to routines, success routines. Sometimes it's not be easy. So you may need to have accountability partners. You may need to have a coach. You may need to have, mentors who hold you accountable. And that way you can be consistent. I hope that helps, or that answers your question. Okay. Another question for Jennifer?
Yes, we have another question. So someone is asking.
And I hope you're all able to hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much for that answer. So the next question here is from Tega Sings. He's or she is asking, how do I balance my academics with building my vision? Trying to focus on my academics makes me inconsistent with working on my vision.
I know this.
I think we have just lost Coach Temi again. So we will hold virtual hands and trust that the internet will do us good. Yes, so we'll just wait. I can see the questions. Given the time that we have for the rest of this session, I'm not sure that we'll be able to take all of the questions today. But let's see how much.
Oh, sorry. So, okay, sorry, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes,
Yes. So I'm saying that there are few young people who succeed outside a proper education system. So yes, we do have those prodigies who end up becoming rich and successful without a school education or college education, especially in the UK and so on. But if you're in Africa, I recommend that you chill a bit. Okay, finish your school. Just do the minimum you can do. While you're in school, focus more on volunteering with your time, with the people who are currently fulfilling your vision. Yes, trust me, your vision has a version in the world that people are already fulfilling that vision. Okay, already they're already living that life. So look for them and do all you can. Spend your time, your money, your talents, your passion to go and serve them for free. And that way you are building the muscles to, to the muscles to grow your own vision later on in life. So if finish, okay, finish your education, and then you'd have more time to run on anything else you may want to run. Now, there are a couple of people who don't listen to this and they still do well. But from my mouth, I will not say drop school. I have 2 degrees, BA in English, LLB in law, ND in mass communication, but I've never used my certificate. I've never used my CV anywhere. At least my law degree is just there. Never used it. Okay. But still, I will not say that you should do what I did. So you may have to weigh your options, your peculiarities before you make any decision. So for now, go and volunteer your time. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a similar question to that one, slightly different. It says, I'm a law student. Currently, I don't have a vision. How do I set a goal, a vision goal?
Okay, you learn that on this bootcamp. Just so come every day for the next 4 days. By the end of the bootcamp on Saturday or Sunday, this will not be an issue for you. And even if it is, then you can come into our 6 months bootcamp, where the first module we tackle is how to create your vision, how to know your purpose in life. That's the first module that we would deal with in the first couple of weeks in the 6 months mentoring. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, so that, I believe this answer that you gave will also address course NGIT Consul's question about how do I gain clarity with so many passions and talents. I believe, like you said, by the end of the boot camp will be you, Kosi, if you stay, if you apply, if you do the assignments, if you show up every day.
I'm also somebody who had multi passions. Even till now, I have, but I've learned that your passion or your vision, your passions basically, they are like babies in your hand. Now, if you're a woman with a child, you don't nurse your kids at the same time. You don't nurse all of them at the same time. You nurse one, drop him, even if you have quadruplets, or what they call them now. Okay, let me just say triplets. hair quadruplets. You nurse one and drop, nurse one and drop. You can't just put both at your chest at the same time. So that's the that's the power you have to learn. Yes, you can do all, not just all at the same time at the beginning. So what do you want to do? You want to be mindful of, okay, so what's the first one that is like the low-hanging fruit that I can start right now, right? Start that one first. Build a system, build a structure around it, like let it be able to run on its own before you now pick up the next. There is power in focus. So even if you are multi-gifted, multi-passionate, look for your best bet right this minute. Which one do you have the highest resources to go with? Which one do you have the highest knowledge, the highest skill to go with? Which one do you have the the highest network to grow? Right? Choose this one. Focus on this one first. Okay, and then gradually you can now, so once that one is good to go, maybe after like 6 months or 1 year, pick the next one. You will not die tomorrow. Amen. Amen. So as much as you want to fulfill all that God has planned for you, it is good for you to know that as a human being, you are also limited in time, limited in well, not space anymore because of internet, but time is, and the limited in energy. There's only amount of energy you can do. I mean, I'm here now, other things are suffering. While I'm here, I can't be a mother to my kids. I've asked them to just close the door and then leave me in the room. While I'm here, I can't be a wife to my husband. Those things are suffering right now. That's how it's going to work. So you don't balance, you juggle. So as one is up in the air, one is in your hands. As that one is coming again, you catch it, the other one goes up again. It's a juggle you do. So imagine you having like 77 things to juggle at the same time. You're going to faint. And this reminds me of 2019. I was in London with my husband, and I think you just finished this event. I just felt this heavy burden of weight on my neck. I'm doing too many things. And of course, I called my friend, Bankole. I said, Banky, see, I'm tired. This. And Banky said, tell me, how many things are in your hands right now? And Bankole, G and I wrote about 14 to 16 things that were in my hands. And I was currently juggling. And this mentoring, this millionaire housewife, business coaching for coaching, this wealth creation webinar, this millionaire nothing masterclass, this self-pickup workshop, this. I mean, so many things I was doing. Guess what? When Banky said, Temi, this is too much. You can't survive on this. Drop this to 1 or 2 things. Guess what, guys? I dropped everything else. For the last 3 years, I've not done Millionaire Housewife. I picked up Millionaire Housewife last week, Saturday. Because now I have systems, I have structure built for what? The ones I have paid attention to. So yes, you can do it all, not just all at the same time. I see our second speaker. So that you can bring on our second speaker. Jennifer, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Okay. You guys, you're not ready.
Yeah,
not. Coach said that, by the end of this session, by the end of this boot camp, so many questions that you have will have been sorted out. If you still have, I know there are other questions that
yes,
have not been addressed. We will be able to address them. Maybe by Sunday, you can bring them up again. And the advantage of being in the groups, the Telegram groups, the Facebook group, is so you can ask this question in the group. So this is why you need to join the groups. Without further ado, with so much joy in my heart and honor, I'm going to be bringing up the coach's coach. Coach Temi is the coach's coach. This one is the coach's coach. The person yes, the person who has taken on has held the hand of great executives and leaders into clarity, has helped them triple their results. And for me, it is an honor right now. This is a king who is coming to speak with you. So if you're here today, this is why you should tell yourself, see, I am special, I am unique, that this coach's coach is coming here to speak to me. It is because your future matters. And if you're excited and you're ready to be transformed, welcome with me by putting it in the chat right now, Mr. Jimi Tewe. Welcome, sir.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Hi, Temi, how are you doing? Hi, Jennifer, how are you? Hi, everybody. I bring you greetings from, is it warm or cold today? Atlanta weather over here. And it's really great to be a part of this. And I want to say a big well done to the team, for all the work that has gone into this. I mean, I looked at it and I saw Transformers and I was like, take me. But when you have a heart for something, you have a heart for it, you can't take away from it. So I want to say well done and thank you so much for doing what it is that you do. And what I wanted to do was, because I know that I'm second speaker and all that, I want to know the kind of people that I'm talking to. So I know we're streaming this and it's probably going to be on another platform also. So Jennifer, you're going to help me. I want everybody to tell me what you've learned so far. What has struck you so far, even in today's session. All right, tell me. I'd like to do. If you don't write anything, it means you're not listening. I might as well just turn this off. Go to Chick-fil-A, buy me some chicken and fries, and I'll be okay. All right. But if you tell me this is what I learned, then I'll be good. So Jennifer is coming in. If you get it on the other platforms, let me know. And all that, because I've come to a point where this is supposed to be a transformation hub. Transformation is not just education. A lot of people go to school and they're not changed. Transformation is deeper. It involves education, but it requires a depth of work to be done. And that's the reason why I'm going with this approach in my delivery today. All right. So please go to the comment section. And by the way, I'm not shy. If you are shy in real life, and you're shy online. I don't want to talk. It's a terrible thing, honestly speaking. You know what they call your village people? They are now Avengers in your life. Avengers. They are wearing cape. They are flying around. They are not just village people any longer. They are on another level. All right? And I don't want you to do that. So if you cannot type something, then there's a challenge. Jennifer, do you have any comments?
Yes. Comment says, Ayakuni Sophia said, I've learned about not feeling entitled to anyone. Tolu Lopez says, I've learned that my vision has a version in reality. I've learned that nobody owes me anything. I've learned that what I do daily determines how far I'll go in life. I've learned to get an accountability partner to help me become consistent. I've learned that sacrifice plays a in personal transformation. I have learned how to accept myself the way I am. I just eradicated low self-esteem. My wow moment, there's someone else, is in that my mind is a muscle. It must be worked upon. I've also learned to juggle my passion. I learned there's great power in focus. I've learned, someone said one major thing is to build structure around my vision, not just balance, but the ability to juggle the things on my plate. So many more. So I think I'll stop.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I see yourselves as a price to pay to get anywhere you want to get to. Now, I think that, fundamentally, I believe that I'm speaking to the right audience. And when I speak about the right audience, I'm talking about people that are going somewhere. Now, don't get it twisted. Most people alive are not interested in becoming anything great. Put it out there. It's sad. I can't imagine what God has to contend with him, what he thinks about. But I'll tell you that out of 10 people that are alive, only 1.5 want to do something great. For example, a lot of people saw the advertisement for this event that are meant to be here, but they're not here because they've chosen something else in alignment to what they want. There are people here, there are people in the world today that are not looking towards making impact, greatness, becoming all they're meant to be. All they want to do is that they want to eat their money. You know, they're the gang of, what's that song again? There's a new song about Folake, and the song that's, you know the song I'm talking about, yeah? About if I'm broke, it's my business. That thing, yes. It's, you know, one thing I find out very interesting about music is that music many times, it tells us the prevailing mindset among certain categories of people. So when I was a bit shocked when I heard that song. I'm not putting down whoever sang the song, that's their own creativity and all that, but I'm really focused on, you know, that mindset, the mindset of pleasure and enjoyment. Now listen to me, in this world, you have to enjoy your life. How can you come to this world and suffer all through? No, you must enjoy your life, all right? It's one of the requirements that even God wants you to enjoy your life. He said, in his presence, there's fullness of joy, and at his right hand, you know, the right hand is where you put like your fruits and your nice things. There are pleasures forevermore. So God has no problem with pleasure in that sense. But this is the thing that is there. That's not all that is there. All right? There's so much more than pleasure. When all you want in your life is directed towards pleasure, you can never have the best life possible. In fact, you are more prone to get into the excesses of pleasure, and that will cause some pressure in your life. You will begin to buy things you can't afford to please people that are not watching, and you will now become and you have financial issues. Challenges you cannot, you know, I mean, do a lot of, you know, managing yourself, you know, in terms of finances. You can't build wealth. You can't last, as it were. Pleasure today, and listen to me, I think that everybody has a certain measure of pleasure that you have to experience. But I think that particularly in the younger generation, and that's what I'm talking to, people I'm talking to here, I find out that there's an excess where pleasure is concerned. There's an excess where money is concerned. Should you make money? If you know me, I teach people about making money. I believe that you should have plenty of money. I believe it is God's desire that you should be loaded. I have no problem with that. But listen to me, when all what your life is about is either pleasure or money, then you will find out that you will start getting into excesses. You will start competing with others just to be ahead of them. I'm a billionaire now, you're just a multi-millionaire. Oh, they're a multi-millionaire, I'm a trillionaire. And so the competition, you start doing anything possible just to be ahead of others. So that's another set of people, all right? Then there's another set of people that are very proud, all right? I find that in that generation. They don't like listening to instructions. And I'm quite happy you are here. Pick things already that you can actually learn, and that is very powerful, all right? But there's a generation, they call them the counsel generation, something like that. They counsel you, you know, they don't have respect for anybody. And it looks a bit like, wow, this guy is courageous. This girl does not send. In fact, she wants to be, I'll say it, she wants to be a bad bitch. Sorry. Oh my God, sometimes when I say, I'm like, do these people really know what it's all about? I mean, it's your choice to be anything you want to be, but listen to me. There is balance required for life. There is balance where finances are concerned. You need to have plenty of money, all right? Temi will teach you about that in many ways. You need to enjoy life. I want to go to Maldives with my wife. I want to chill, you know, and drink coconuts, you know, with a straw, you know, on Monday morning, play golf. But you can't play golf forever if that's not your job. Oh, you want to go to the best hotels and take pictures in the bathroom. I didn't say anything. All right. All right. You want to go to all the hotels. Are you a travel blogger? You know, it's never really going to just be about you just gallivanting around the world. Listen to me. Can I tell you something? You can get tired of pleasure. And when you get tired of pleasure, you will now get into depth of pleasure that are twisted. I counsel people. I know what people do. Do you get my point? And the reason why is because they lose the essence of life. Life is not about pleasure. Pleasure is involved in life. I mean, I'm a Christian, so there are things I'll probably quote. He says that he has given us all things to freely enjoy. Do you know God is an enjoyment God? Some people cannot make heaven, honestly, because they don't like enjoyment. I'm telling you, heaven, there's enjoyment involved. You know, one thing that must be in heaven must be dodo. Dodo. Not plantain, dodo. A very soft one. It has to be in heaven because there is right hand that pleasures forevermore. All right, let's continue. All right, so there's pleasure, but that's not all there is. There's money, but there's not all there is. There's a certain degree of pride you need to have in who you are, believing in yourself, putting yourself out there, because if you're not proud of you, you're not going to leverage you. It's not possible. But listen to me, they are all tools to be used towards something called your purpose. The essence of life is purpose, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, but not the way you have heard it before. I want to try to break it down, and then in the middle, I'll kind of like share my story, and then towards the end, well, you know, yes, I know you want to hear my story. That's why I'm going to. I want to lay the foundation where this is concerned. All right. So, purpose is a big thing. I can tell you something. In purpose, there is pleasure, not just, you know, pleasure without boundaries. There's a pleasure you get called fulfillment from doing what you want to do and seeing it bless people. No ephemeral thing can give you that kind of pleasure. There's also, when you know you have a purpose, a reason for your existence, then money begins to make sense. Because you can accumulate everything, and when you die, you're not taking anything with you. But that accumulation can be used for sustaining yourself, your family, but can make you become a blessing to loads of people beyond who you are. And lastly, when it comes to pride, you realize that no matter how high you have gone, that God has been involved in your journey. So he will keep you humble. Do you get my point? No matter where you get to, when you see people in lonely places, you remember that God brought you from there also to where you are. So let's talk about purpose, and I'll start with my story. So, like I said, my name is Jimmy, and I always wasn't this intelligent, this handsome, this rich. No, my story was opposite. All right, so I grew up in a city called the city of Ibadan, and my father is late now, was a lecturer. My mom was an English teacher, eventually became a vice principal of the school and all those kind of things. You know, so we kind of like grew up in the modest home, first among 4 children. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And, you know, right from primary school, you know, my earliest recollection from my primary school, I just knew that there was a deficit in my life somehow. You know, because I'll be in the same class with some people and we would hear the same lectures, but somehow they will understand it and I never got it. Do you get my point? And unfortunately, it began to show in my results from my primary school. I never really was someone that was one of those people like always ahead in the class, you know. And if that thing followed me to my secondary school, my primary school, out of a class of 40 people, I will come like 26, 27, 28. You know, somehow just manage myself, you know, maybe when I think it was bad 33 one time out of 40. Then I got to secondary school. The secondary school I went to in Ibadan, they will now take your rating over the whole form. So from JSS1 was about 200 and something. So I moved from 33, where I was still managing, and I moved from 33 to 122, or, you know, those kind of funny numbers. I can't remember the numbers right now, you know. So I never grew up. Now, if it was common in the family, you understand. This is the problem. My brother, the one after me, will always come first. That one, always first. My sister, always first or second. The third one, between first and fifth, because he was very social, so he used to play a bit. But you still come fifth. But me, predictable. They could tell my results next time, even though the time has not started. That's how predictable I was at that point in time, all right? So I carried that mindset, and please take note of that. I carried that mindset because there was nothing wrong with me, but somehow a mindset had been introduced to me to let me feel I was a type of person. So I got into secondary school, I did that. By the time I got to university was when I began to have some sort of experience where self-realization, self-awareness began, you know, in many ways. I studied agricultural economics in school, not because I wanted to do Agric, but my first choice was medicine. I wanted to be a doctor. Why did I want to be a doctor? My uncle Yomi, lived in Kuwait. He would come to Nigeria, buy a house, come to Nigeria, buy a brand new car. But meanwhile, we have been living in the same house, having the same car with my dad. So I just figured that, look, if my dad can buy it, I did agree. My uncle is buying houses as a doctor. I want to be a doctor. So my dad asked me, Jimmy, what do you want to do when you went for your university because of me? He had a bit of influence. I said, sir, I want to be a doctor. That's what I want to do. Until I met my cousin some weeks before my father was going to implement that thing. And my cousin, kind of like let me know. I saw her reading at 3 a.m. So Wisdom just said I should ask her, engage her. So I just said, Sister Nike, why are you reading? It's 3 a.m. Because now, when you hear that, why you read 3 a.m.? People like me, read, at that kind of time. So she goes, that. I said, do you have an exam? She said, no, she doesn't have an exam. I said, do you have tests? She said, she does not have tests. I said, you said you read every day for medicine. She said, yeah, like every day you have to read like 3 to 4 hours every day. The following day, I'm the one I had to be my father. Daddy, I want to be like you when I grow up. I want to study agree. Because in my mind, I'm like, it can't be that difficult to throw corn in the ground and for it to grow. All right? That's just what I felt. So that was what happened at that point in time. And I remember that I started my courses because I began to fail again. 100 level carryover, 200 level carryover. By 400 level, I kind of like had eased it out, but I was in second class lower. And that was where the first time my mindset was addressed. I'm going to share a quick story with you. So I was reading one day, I started trying to make adjustments. First thing I did when I realized I had the second class lower, and listen to whether you're a career professional or a business owner, these stories, as simple as they are and as old as they are, will teach you some fundamental principles of success, transformational success. I moved from the hostel and I moved home. Listen to me. One of the first steps you are going to have to go through anytime you want to intentionally transform your life is you are going to have to change your environment. Somebody write that down for me. You are going to have to change your environment. Listen to me. Everything is a reflection of the environment in which you're existing. There are people, I'm going to say one that you don't like right now, that are in Nigeria, that if they only were in America, possibly they will be flourishing more than they currently are. Do you get my point? There are people that are in certain spaces because a seed is only limited not just to its personal capacity, but also to what the environment around it supplies. Are you clear about that? So let me put it this way. You are a business owner, your highest revenue is 70 million. I want to do 1 billion. Please change your environment. I'm telling you, you're going to probably have to go somewhere and spend more time. There's a young man that I mentor now, and one day he came to me and he works with me in my organization now. He used to live in a place called Egbeda, all right? I'm not saying it's bad. In case you live there, that's where you live, it's okay, all right? But it's not as good as some places, let's be factual. All right, so he said to me, wanted to work on his finances and all that. And I said to him, I said, when he described, because sometimes you have a nice estate in those locations, but sometimes the location is the location. When he told me, I told him, I said, you need to leave where you're staying. I said, but before you leave, this is what you're going to do. Every day, before it is done, leave your house and don't come back until after dusk. I said, do it for 3 months. He said, what would I do? I said, be going somewhere where they are doing what you like to do. So he volunteered for me. Sometimes he volunteered somewhere else again. So he would stop seeing his environment because before dawn is out and it comes back after dawn. All right. So he saw his environment less. He began to see a new environment. Guys, in 3 months, he moved from Egbeda to Bagada in Lagos. I wanted to say it works like magic, but it actually does. Because even when God wants to change your life, he changes the environment. Look, I've been doing business for a number of years now. I moved to America last year, 2021, yeah. And I'm doing a few things now. And where I live, somebody said, Jimmy, why are you spending so much? Why are you living in that kind of place? I just understand the principle that I will become like where I am. If you stand near where they are cooking jollof rice and there's smoke, after you leave that place, smoke will follow you. It will follow you. So some of you are accommodating some environment you have no business. I'm not just talking about physical environment now. There's some social environments that are contaminating the greatness on the inside of you. But because you don't know, you think you're enjoying it. No, you are becoming somebody, a weak version of yourself. So I moved from the hostel and I moved back to my father's house. And all the noise, those evening gist things, eliminated. That's the first step that I did. The second step I did, or I took at that time, was I said, Jimmy, if you're going to finish the second class upper, you need to read every day, not only before exam. Before then, I didn't used to write notes. Sorry, don't be like me. I didn't used to write notes. There was one guy called Ayo, not the governor, but really that's the guy's name. Ayo will write notes. I will just photocopy his notes. If he writes nonsense, I will read nonsense with confidence. That's what I was doing in university. This time, I started to start taking it seriously. So I started to read. After every class, I would try to read. Sometimes I slip off, but I started to do it. Now, what did I introduce? A regime. Listen to me. Your habits are determining your outcomes, but your habits are a reflection of the regime you have exposed yourself consistently to. I'm trying to lose weight right now, all right? Because when you come to America or more, you don't be seeing food. Don't eating. Before I knew it, I was like, who is this? I got on the scale. The scale said, hello, who are you? So I'm on a regime now. I don't eat. I take a smoothie in the morning. I take like cornflakes. I have only one major meal in the afternoon. In the evening, we'll be eating leaves like goats. Do you get my point? But if I continue on that regime, in 1 month, the scale will know, hey, I missed you. This is who you really are. Do you get my point? Regimes, anytime you want something new in your life, there's something new you have to be doing consistently. I started to read consistently. Do you get my point? And listen to me, when you start, it's like when you go to the gym. How many people have been to the gym? The first day you came back, you went to the mirror, started doing like this, there's nothing there. Do you get my point? But if you continue doing it, one day someone will be like, you go to the gym, it's not even you that recognize it, it's someone that recognizes it. When you start regimes, people around you begin to take note of that. Every time I want to work with anybody to transform their lives, there's some sort of regime that we work on the environment, then we work on their regime. Because like they say in nutrition, you are the food you eat. Listen to me. You are the actions you are doing. You will become, your actions are already predetermining your outcome. So you've got to pick up actions that are in alignment with where you want to go. You might not take them. The other day, last week, I went to the gym. I saw they had this new weight equipment. I got behind it. For 3 days, as I was crucified. I'm not going back there again, though. Sometimes just little incremental positive actions over a period of time will deliver better results than just trying to catch up in one day. Do you get my point? So what area of life are you trying to work on? Is it your finances? Is it your health? Is it your career? Is it your business? You have to, number one, work on your environment. Number two, you have to work on your regime. But let's go to number three. So after I started going to, there's a place on the campus, it was called the chapel. That's what I was going to read. Sorry. That's what I used to go and read at that time, the chapel. And when I got there, one day, I was walking to my class, and if I was in church, I'll have said it this way, that the Holy Spirit asked me a question. But let's put it this way. A thought crossed my mind. And this was a thought. It was a question. The question was this: who are the best students in your class? Immediately I answered the thought. It was in my mind, but this is a true life story. But immediately I answered the thought. And I said, Omoshola, I'm telling you real people. I started mentioning their name. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I finished, you know what the thought told me? The thought said, until you call yourself one of the best, you'll never be one of the best. I know where I was walking on the road. That's why I said, I think it's the Holy Spirit. But you don't know the Holy Spirit. So you don't know. It's okay, all right? So he said to me, until you call yourself. And as he said that, it was such a strange thought. Wow. I was like, are you sure you have been seeing my results? Because obviously I'm saying, call yourself one of the best. He sounded like a motivational speaker. Until you call yourself one of the best, you'll not be one of the best. In my mind, because sometimes your experience is the limitation to your belief.
Of your own mind.
Yeah. So I had felt so much that one of the best, I didn't even understand the statement. So I was, for about 2-3 days, I'll just think about it until you consider your best, you're not one of the best. One day, I said, wait, though, but it's true. I'm not the best, but I'm one of the best now. I'm not a dunce. I knew it. Because so I now decided to believe it. And I said, I'm not the best, but I'm one of the best. I started telling myself, I'm one of the best. I'm one of the best. This is a true life story. I'm one of the best. Remember, I had the second class lower. I'm one of the best. Then I got to class one day because you see it's a setup. But I was going to my normal seat. Who knows where my normal seat is? As far as the east is from the west, at the back of the class. I was going back there, Thank you. Temi says I'm one of the best coaches in the world. It's true. It's true. Sometimes, and this is the touchy area, when I see people say, I am Africa's #1, like, well, it's possible, but me, I'm one of the top people there also. Do you get my point? And on the hand, we have to be able to put that there because that gives room for everyone also. But anyway, so I began to think about this, think about this. I said, I'm one of the best. So I got to class. I was going to the back. And then Uncle Holy Spirit came again. You know what he said? He said, if you're one of the best, why are you going to sit at the back? Because people that are the best, they don't sit at the back. I said, the reason why I have to sit at the back, let me tell you why I sit at the back. To avoid questions. Am I right? You sit at the back then, to avoid question. Question, I have a question for you. Where does lecturer ask question for? At the back, because they're not serious there. Sometimes if you only think about what we're doing. So the first day he said it, I blanked him. I sat down at the back as usual. Couldn't hear the lecturer. But he came. If you're one of the best, why you sit at the back? So one day, I said to be courageous, and I sat in the middle of the class. When I got to the middle, people in the middle were like, what's this one looking for here? Because I never used to sit there. I sit at the back all the time. I sat in the middle, and they're like, so I sat down there. For the first time, I actually could take notes. I actually had what lecturer was saying. I was taking notes in class, not Fayoshe's notes this time. Then the other day, I was entering the class, and it was just a spur of the moment. He just said, where do people that are the best, where do they sit? I said in front. He said, why are you going to the middle? I just said, you know what? I just turned and I sat in front. When I sat down, the people in front looked at me and said, one actually said, what are you doing here? Because I was in my 400 level, I never sat in front before. Now, I have a testimony to the glory of God. Till I graduated, no lecturer ever asked me a question. Even though I sat in front, the thing I was running from, God is faithful. Somebody give the Lord a wiper. That's where I'm going to.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right. But that's where I'm going to. Now, listen to where I'm going to. For the first time, listen to me, I was at my 400 level. For the first time, somebody said, so Jimmy, are you going to come for tutorial? First time, 400 level. I did not know there was tutorial. I never knew. I did not know where they used to hold it. But because my environment in the class changed, I got access to the information. I told them, I'm coming. The first day I went there, I was lost. And listen to me, every new space you get to, you will feel lost initially. You will have the imposter syndrome. The key is to wait it out. Grow and learn in that space. Don't go back to the back of the class. So I sat down there. And before I knew it started making sense. Little by little. My back of the class friend, you're like, Jimmy, I don't see you again. No, it's okay. I'm coming. I'm working on something. Eventually, I finished with a second class upper. Yes, in 1 year. I went from second class lower, second class upper. But it wasn't about the result, it was about the process. And that's why, so let's look at the things we talked about again. We're talking about environment, spoken about regime, we've spoken about the thoughts, the thinking, and then we're talking about the actions. 4 things, all right? So listen to me. What area do you want to work on? You need a new environment. You need a new environment for it. If not, you'll struggle. Number 2, what new actions are you going to begin to take that you are very uncomfortable with? But you see, so when you sign up, for example, for Temi's program, she's going to make you do some uncomfortable things. But people don't understand that every great thing usually starts uncomfortable. Every one of them. Do you get my point? The 3rd thing would be the quality of thinking you permit in your mind. I remember when I was in university, I was reading a book one day, The Magic of Thinking Big. My father, out of concern for me, said, "What's your reading? You better go read your school book." I wish he read it, all right? I love him. He's gone to be with the Lord and all that. But do you know the capacity of your mind determines the output of your life? I don't care how many hours you pray and you are filled with power. As powerful as the generator is, it is what is inside the house that they put on that you can supply light to. If you are not turned on intelligently in your intellect, if you are not turned on where you have emotional intelligence, I teach intelligence on 5 dimensions. Number 1 is this, that you have self-intelligence. You must understand who you are. Because the worst thing that can happen to you is to be a good version of somebody else. Extreme photocopy. I love being Jimi Tewe. Sometimes I get tempted to be a Temi Ajibewa. When she comes and tells me the results, I'm like, my God, what am I doing in my life? Let me go and try to be a Temi. But guess what Temi wants you to do? You've got to be the best you. There's a reason, when I talk, I joke a lot. It's the way I've always been that way. I love being me. There can't be 2 Jimi Tewes. After me, it's finished. That's why your self-esteem has to be in place. This world will challenge you. This world will ask you, who are you? Who are you? And if you don't have a good answer, you will take whatever life offers you. I'm a great man going somewhere. I'm a man on a mission that is going to impact nations. I know who I am. You are not just a slay queen, beautiful sister. Please, I beg you. A slay queen, her power is based on what is outside. A queen is based on what is inside. The one outside will fade no matter how many Botox, liposuction, and everything you do. You will never be the reigning queen. But the queens that are reigning, the Queen of England is 95 years old. What is keeping her there is not what is outside, it's what is inside.
Hey, you have broken the table.
No, these tables are not good. We need platforms. That's why I have to break tables. I'm telling you, listen to me, that you are privileged to be born with body parts that are enviable, a face that is so attractive. There is a reason, a greater purpose for it. And if you reduce it just to what maybe some wealthy man appreciates, or what people online for likes and all that, you still don't understand the purpose of your beauty. Beauty has purpose. Beauty will open doors for you. But when the doors are open, will you deliver a message? But when you have no message, the door will open, you'll be sitting down just hanging around. And let me say this to you, no beauty queens reigns forever.
Yeah.
Not. The young people, the young men, the big deal now is money. You have people do ritual killing, people do fraud in the name of, Yahoo. That's not how much you paint it. Listen to me. There's money, and there's money with peace of mind. There's money, then there's money with peace of mind. When you do those funny things, fraud and all that, you can't have peace of mind. And you don't know, you see, unfortunately, because the way that we are tuned, we don't understand the value of what's the word now? Unseen things like peace. You say what's peace? I beg, if I have money like this, I'll take care of myself. I'll have an army. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to know you cannot sleep in case someone come and shoot you at night? I'm telling you. You drive out, you don't know whether police is going to stop you or not. What's that? I mean, America here, I drive by police with confidence, not the one that is like, police, drive away. I have peace of mind where I am. Listen to me. The funny thing is this, that you can make money with peace. Yes. And the way to make money with peace is by adding value to people. Money is easy to make, very easy to make. You can be a billionaire by adding value on a scale and attract that kind of money to you. And you have peace of mind. Not only that, you have recognition. Not only that, you have fulfillment. Not only that, you have a legacy. What a beautiful life. So what am I saying to you, in essence, as I begin to wrap up, and I think that we can take a couple of questions and all that, is that I think that this is a journey of purpose. Purpose is not necessarily just, oh, let me go to one mountain. God, what do you want me to do? Okay, I got it. I'll see you later. Bye. No, I think it's a walk through life where as you go in that journey, you begin to discover why you came. Your exposures, your experiences are actually divinely curated by God to deliver a story that you have to tell. Whether you're going to be a career person, whether you're going to be a business person, those are the expressions of who you are. So I'm saying to you that even if you have a job, don't rest in the fact that you have a job. Make sure you're doing the work for which you are sent here to do. And there's so many places you can walk. And because people, the way that we grew up when we talk about purpose is, oh, I want to do purpose now. Let me go and be a pastor. No, not everybody has to be a pastor. No, not everybody. There are people that are doing purpose that on the London Fashion Week. People that are doing purpose, that are unicorns in Seattle, in California. Yes, and they're doing purpose because you must. And I don't have time to teach that one. Well, ask that anything you don't understand. Well, ask them. All right. But really and truly, purpose is not about a walk with God and a walk for God. It's that simple. What is it asking you to do? I'm in America right now, not because I'm running away from Nigeria. I'm okay if I was in Nigeria. Trust me. I mean, I thought about it. I said, well, do you know, I pay like 1.5 million every month Naira converted for my rent over here. 1.5 every month. I said, if I was in Nigeria, I'll be living in Banana Island now. I live in Banana Island, But when I was living in Nigeria, I was living in Banana Island. But for me, it's not about those things. It's about the fact that there's a reason, there's an assignment. So I'm here now in this phase. By the way, purpose is in phases. There's usually 3 different dimensions. There's a season of your life that all that God will work on is for you to discover who you are. You will go through some tough times. You will go through some rejections and a few acceptances. The goal is to help you to know who you are. It's called the phase of discovery. There's another season where it's a phase of development. You will work for somebody, work for 3 companies. There are things you will go through. It's because there's a development towards purpose. Then there's another phase called the phase of deployment. The phase of deployment is why what we have prepared you for is time for you now to be deployed. But listen to me, it does not stop with deployment, it stops with delivery. You must deliver, because the way that I view my own life is that one day God is going to see me. After I'm thinking about doing 100 years or 120, I mean, I can imagine if, people like Temi are not around, I'm calling my friends, maybe if no, I want to be where my guys are. Do my point. So I decided to go, maybe 120, and I show up in heaven. As I enter, just like, hey, Chief, sorry, in case you don't like, my guy, you have arrived, And I just tell you that thing you asked me to do, I mean, we did it because I didn't do it by myself. You did it in me, through me. And here we are for more things to be done. That's what I think life is all about. Listen to me. You're going to leave this divide of eternity at the point of time. And what you leave is the legacy you are building right now. The legacy you will leave, L-E-A-V-E, is the legacy you are, L-I-V-I-N-G now. The legacy you are living is the legacy you will leave. Every day is a contribution towards legacy or an enjoyment of extreme pleasure. We move. All right. But hey, it's pleasure, it's money, it's all those things. But more importantly, there is purpose. Let me stop at this point in time.
Wow. Wow. How many of you are still on your seats? Really, you're just sitting down. So this is the part you give a resounding round of applause to Mr. Jimi Tewe, as he just clap in the comments. We have 64 of you live on YouTube. Come on now, say something phenomenal, to him. Thank him for being here this evening. Thank you so much, JT. Off suddenly. Okay, I hope you can still hear me.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, yes, no, I think it's from my end. Just that the meeting was ended. I was wondering why it happened.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see if we are back live.
Yeah.
On this. Let me just say, guys, we are back live again. Please. Okay, yes, I think we are back live. Okay, yes, we are back, we are back live. All right, so JT, thank you so much for taking the time. All right, so JT, thank you so much. I'm hearing myself for taking the time. All right, so JT, I'm hearing myself for taking the time. All right, so JT, only me. I'm everywhere. Okay, I'm trying to see on my laptop or my phone at the same time. Yes, we are live again. Guys, please come back. Sorry about that. All right, so PJ, I know you have a book called The Purpose Book. I read this book about 3 years ago. Is it 3 or 4 now? There was a time I was going through this phase of my life where I was trying to decide what I should be doing. Like, I already had a brand. I was successful with the Millionaire Wife, but I was calling. So I was not jogging between, hey, is this Millionaire side? This is Purpose now, because this one is doing well. Or is it something else, you know? So I was really searching and looking, and this book was it was the practicality of it. Like, the way you speak is how you also wrote. Very easy breezy, like there's no theory, just so easy. I want to know first and foremost, how can we get this book? Please, what's the link to get this book?
It's available on Amazon. It's also available, I believe, on Seller. Yeah, if you search for it, you should get it. Which other platform? I think it was on Okada Books, but I'm not sure if that is working. So, but Seller and Amazon, you'll find it there. Yeah.
Okay. So check, search Seller and Amazon for The Purpose Book by Jimi Tewe. Okay. Now I will take your questions. I really want to take your questions, but we have just 10 minutes for PJ to leave us because he's an American, you know, and is the time on the dollar. Is the dollar something? Okay, so guys, if you have a question or two, I would love to take your question. So the link for the book, I've just put in the chat that search Seller or Amazon for The Purpose Book by Jimi Tewe. Okay, so somebody is asking, Nixon, he said, how do you know or discover your environment? Maybe how do you know the empowering environment that you should go to? Yes, that's number one. Please, with this one says, she said, she's studying English in the university, but she's also interested in business and making money. So she's thinking of changing it to accounting. So these are career, you know, but again, like career guru now. So please.
That's fine. Okay, great. The first question, you know, how do you get the right environment? It's very simple. Every fruit grows in a particular kind of environment. So if you want to produce a kind of result, find out people around you that are producing that result. They're in that environment. So for example, now, I live here in America right now. We have blueberries. Blueberries don't grow in Nigeria, okay? And so if you want blueberries, then you know the environment is in America, not Nigeria. So immediately, so fruits lets you know environment. The same thing also, the people that are manifesting it lets you know the environment in which they exist. So all you just go and do is find the environment and you'll be good to go.
Wait.
Why not?
That was a rev. No, okay, so this is the time that we start paying offering. You didn't get that? The environment, the fruits. If blueberry is hungering you and your life depends on blueberry, you have no business. Hey.
That's simple. So that way you know the environment. So for example, there are things I want to manifest now. I was in Houston about a month ago. I paid for a conference to attend the conference because the guy is manifesting what I want to manifest. So I paid because there's certain environment you have to pay. You don't enter an amusement park for free. And that's the problem. Another problem. You see, a lot of people want to walk into palaces for free. No, there's always a price for better environment. That guy that I said I moved in 3 months, there was a cost to him going out every day. You know, so you're not just going to sit down somewhere and it just happened to you. No, you don't have to pay a price. Any new environment, there are places I can go to in Atlanta today, but maybe it's going to cost me. I wanted to go play golf. There's a place near my place, and it's a country club. So I said, oh, how much is it? It says $100K per year. I said, I'll be back. All right. It is there. It is available. All right. But there is a price to pay. And I think that that's very instructive also, that you must recognize that for every new environment you want to access, you must be willing to pay the price to be there.
My goodness. My goodness. That was so good, PJ. Thank you for sharing that. God bless you. So this lady that wants to change from English to accounting, what do you recommend, please?
In transitions, this is what I tell people to do, depending on how early you are in life. The earlier you are in life, the more you can take certain risks. You can actually decide to stop what you're doing now, start all over again. It's extreme, but it's possible. You can decide and say, okay, you know what? So for example, I studied agricultural economics in school, but by the time I got my first job, it was with a consulting firm. It's called Ristral Consulting. But what got me to Ristral was that while I was in school and I was doing a Greek that I didn't want to do, I was also doing what I wanted to do. So I had to organize conferences at that time. I had a conference that I organized 1 or 2. I used to speak in different places. I put those things in my resume. That was what opened the door for me. So when you want to transition, keep doing what maybe you are working, for example. I mean, if I tell you, resign your job today, you're going to come and meet me tomorrow. How am I going to be? How am I going to eat? So keep doing what you have to do, but at the same time, make room for what you want to do. After a while, what you want to do will start growing so much you can actually leave what you have to do and make this the full thing. So let me put it, you work in an organization and you are maybe risk management, but you want to work in HR. This is what you're going to do. Keep doing your risk management. Go and get your HR certification. Go and read about HR. When you have any friend that has HR, volunteer to use what you learned for free and all those kind of things. By the time you structure it, you now tell head of HR in your company, I have 3 companies and I work on their performance management thing. You are risk management, but you have done performance management already. Guess what? They did performance management. You just say, transfer him, transfer her. And 5 people that go, and you see, it's not enough to get a certification or the qualification. You need the experience. So sometimes you have to volunteer. And that's why it's good to do this while you have a salary. All right, so that way you won't be too stressed, you know, and all that. So I always tell people to continue to do what you're doing, but start doing something about what you want to do. Eventually, it will grow. You cannot let go of this one and transition to this one.
Thank you so much. So there's a time you mentioned intelligences, and the people their mouths are open to learn the other intelligences. So you said you mentioned 5 intelligences, and that there's one is self-intelligence, remaining 4. Please just tell them where they should go and get the remaining 4, unless just share the rest.
Okay, no, let me just go through it. So self-intelligence, number 1, mental intelligence, number 2. Listen to me. Social media can reduce your mental intelligence significantly. All right. The world is currently designed to make you stupid or to make you wise. You have to pick. All right. Consistent exposure to things that are not challenging your thinking makes you docile. True. Your mental intelligence. Number 3, and listen to me, let's talk about mental intelligence before I go. Your success in life is also dependent on how intelligent you are. No matter how powerful God is, He's only able to use the intelligence available inside of you. You can't solve problems beyond the level of intelligence you have. Someone says, no, God can tell me something I don't know. If He tells you something you don't know it. That's a problem. All right?
Ouch.
So it's a reality. So self-intelligence, mental intelligence. Number 3 is emotional intelligence, because you're going to have to deal and work with people. So you need to learn how to be able to learn, work with people, and get results through people. All right? Number 4 is environmental intelligence. Most people don't do that. You need to understand that there's a difference between what is happening and what is going on. Listen to me. What is going on is what is not seen. What is happening is what everybody knows. By the time they announce in the paper, there's a new policy. The people that designed it have told their friends, go and register a company now. Go and position here already. So if you know what is going on, it's called environmental intelligence. And this is where a lot of people don't do too well where it's called. The last level is called spiritual intelligence. I didn't say religion. I said spiritual intelligence. We know the word spiritual means unseen. There are things unseen. Wisdom is spiritual intelligence. We have shared some spiritual intelligence today. You don't have to be religious to have spiritual intelligence in some degrees. There's a dimension of spiritual intelligence that's wisdom-oriented. There's a dimension that is power-oriented. In Africa, we only look at that power dimension. But in real terms, power is not just the exercise of force. Power is where you are able to put things and bring things under control. Do you get my point? Wars have been won with pens, not bombs. Yes, the greatest wars have been won with just conversations, power, dynamics, and that's another deeper level, you know. But you know, our tuning in Africa is more towards being religious at certain levels of expression of power and all that. But hey, we're not going to get, so those are the 5 dimensions: self, mental, environmental, emotional, environmental, and then spiritual. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for your time, PJ. I think he has just 1 more minute and then we'll take announcements. Thank you, really. So you all have, somebody's asking that they're contemplating whether to rent another shop and continue, or rent an apartment and focus on affiliate marketing. It's an issue that I have to carefully decide. Yes, you are right. You have to carefully decide it. Okay, Jupiter, please be very careful in deciding if you want to keep renting your shop or you want to change your apartment and focus on a different business entirely. Okay, then another question here. I'm not sure what is happening. I'm hearing somebody. Okay. So let me say another question here. What are the common indicators that I need to change my environment? This is the last question we would take. PJ, please. What are the common indicators? You know, I think you already said this in the answer. You know, when you put this, but this just
you got it.
The person and just
okay. All right. So basically, yes, if you are not producing the results, your life is meant to produce certain results. If you're not getting results and it has been consistent and you have been trying, you know, to get the result that you're not getting, because sometimes, because I studied that Greek, sometimes you are doing what you feel is the right, and you might need to just change, you know, and the location. So the fruits are their outputs, all right? If you are not getting the kind of result you want, in spite of all the efforts, then that is the strongest indication you have an environment problem. You need to, you know, change that.
Jennifer, please, let's have some bells. Just go.
Thank you so much. It's been an amazing, amazing evening. So much has been said from Coach Temi, who opened, and Coach Jimi Tewe, they both shared their story and their journey towards transformation. And I believe that there's no, if it's just these 2 stories and these 2 nuggets, and not just, this is more than nuggets, these 2 mind-changing information, cutting-edge information you run with, it is enough to change your life for good. We say a big, big, big thank you. Coach Temi, please allow me share my screen so that I can say our final thank yous. While I do that, please remember that we have a community. We have a community. Community is part of the environment that I believe Coach Jimi Tewe talked about, right? If you don't change your physical environment, change your virtual environment, you know, be a part of a community that helps you grow, that helps you improve. That's why we're encouraging you to be a part of the Facebook and Telegram groups. The links will be sent. I'm sure even now somebody is putting.
Absolutely. It's all part of it, actually, the virtual and the physical.
Yes, yes. So please, I know even now someone will put the link in the YouTube comment section, and it will also be sent via emails through the usual channels of communication so that you can join this community of like-minded people, change makers, people who are doing amazing things. And so again, we're saying thank you. Put it in the chat. I want to see thank you. Say thank you, Coach Temi. Thank you, Coach Jimi Tewe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And like Coach Jimi did at the beginning, tell us the thing. What's the one thing you're implementing? This one I learned from Coach Temi. She said every time you listen to a session, as you're taking notes, she will tell you don't take notes, just take action points. What is the one thing you're doing differently because of the information you've received? Thank you so much, Coach Jimi Tewe. Please follow them online. You can't be here and not following them online. How is that possible? Excuse me, does it sound all right? I'm sure that it's not all right. So please send them thank you DMs today. In short, it's an opportunity to remind them that they have impacted your lives, because I know they have. Please send them DMs or follow them on their page. Share their pages to your friends, to your enemies, to your, everybody, everybody, at Jimi Tewe on Instagram and at Temi Ajibewa on Instagram as well. Woo! Next session, next session, next session. We are going to be having the powerful Dami Oluwatoyinbo tomorrow, literally tomorrow. And also, we're going to be having a Sam Harris as well.
Sam Harvard.
Sorry?
Sam Harvard.
Sam Harvard, sorry. Sam Harvard tomorrow. So please share this. Don't do this alone. Don't go alone. Tomorrow you'll be looking for friends and saying things like, I have outgrown my friends. Don't outgrow anybody. Take everybody along. Well, you can't drag everybody, but the least you can do is to share. I say a very big thank you for being with us this evening. It has been my pleasure to anchor these activities. My name is Jennifer Dafuat, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Please take a few minutes at the end of this live stream to just meditate, think of things that before you run off to do whatever it is, before you sleep, just a few minutes to think again and meditate on the things that you have learned. Remember that we're meeting tomorrow, right? We're meeting tomorrow. And I will say it 2 million times. Follow, as you're changing your virtual environment, your physical environment, part of the things you should do online is follow people who are beneficial to your goals. And I said follow at Coach Temi, follow Jimi Tewe, follow Transformers Mentoring Hub on Instagram. Yes, we are on Instagram as well at Transformer Mentoring Hub. Like this video on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell icon so that even after the bootcamp is over, as content and resources are being put up on the channel, you will have the opportunity to see it and to be notified so that you take action immediately. Join the Facebook group, join the Telegram group. There's no other way to say this. And yes, the replay as well will be available for 24 hours. So if you need to watch it 10 times between now and the next 24 hours, pause everything and watch it 10 times, okay? It has been a pleasure, and I hope that everybody will have a great night rest. Thank you so much to all our facilitators, to everybody working behind the scenes. A big thank you. See you tomorrow and have a good night's rest.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you. See you tomorrow.